Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Group. I'm your host as always, Ryan, and today we are doing another one of our preview and predictions videos. We have New Japan Pro Wrestling's new beginning in Osaka, which is tomorrow, and if you like me in the UK, it's a 6 a.m. start. I'll be watching that one live as I am not in work. If you're wondering why, if you normally watch my predictions videos or Matt's when he does WE, obviously normally we just put the visuals up of the matches and then run through. But the only reason why I don't do it for New Japan is for the simple fact is they copyright as much as what they can, so I really don't want my videos being pulled, so I'm going to do predictions, doing it this way, so you'll be able to see me on the screen, but it's basically the same, just you see me instead of pictures with the matches. So we have 8 matches, which are scheduled for tomorrow, and then obviously we have a new beginning at the end of the month, which is the 27th of February, I believe. I've booked that off work, so I'll be watching that one live as well. So like I say, we have 8, I think it's 4 title matches, but we will get into it. So if you have any predictions yourself, let me know in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win each and every match? Let us know, and then it'll be fun to be able to go back afterwards and see who got more right, you or me. So we'll start obviously with match number 1, and it's a tag team match, and we have Taiji Ishimori, Bone Soldier, and Hiromu Takahashi versus Jacob Austin Young and Francesco Akira. These obviously from United Empire. So this is classed as Hiromu Takahashi send-off match, which is a little crap, to be honest. If this is his leaving match, his last match in the company, just a random tag match is a bit crap, isn't it? Like, considering he's basically a legend within New Japan, a legend within wrestling, especially in the Best of the Super Juniors over the years, and the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, the title. It's a bit of a crap way to buy out. Like, I don't know what's really going on in New Japan at the minute, but they're really struggling to retain any of the wrestlers. That are, obviously all the contracts are due up, and a lot of them are looking at going elsewhere. So I don't really know what's going on with New Japan at the minute, but it's not looking good for the future. There's talk of him possibly going to WWE. I hope not. Really hope not, because I really like Hiromu Takahashi. At the same time, I don't know if he goes to AEW whether he's going to make the splash that others would. It's a hard one. I know he's been doing Pro Wrestling Noah, so maybe he's going to stay and continue doing that with Tetsuya Naito, which I would be happy with, because I've got no issues in tuning and watching Noah. I don't watch as much as New Japan, but if they put on enough decent stuff, I will do. So, if they become regular features, Bushi, Naito and Takahashi, then I'll be quite happy to tune in. Hiromu and Taiji Ishimori get the win for me. I can't see if this is going to be the last match. There's no need for him to go out on his back. It's not like a retirement thing going. There's never a need to go on your back in a retirement match anyway. That's just WWE's way of thinking. I can't see the other two winning unless there's something to come out of it, which obviously there's not going to be because Takahashi is leaving. Match number 2, again another tag team match. It's Drilla Maloney and Shingo Takagi. Shingo wasted again in another tag match. Shingo needs to be near at the top of the card for me. I've said it on pretty much every New Japan video in the last however many long. Takagi, Shingo Takagi for me should be up in the world title spot, there or thereabouts. But he's in a random tag match because obviously they merged the factions of War Dogs and what was Los Ingobernables, but they're now going as Unbound Co. Which I'm not a fan of that name. I think it's terrible, and I think basically, to be honest, I'm not a fan of any of it. I think they've just stuck 2 factions together because they didn't know what they were doing, and that's basically how it feels. Put a bit of tape over it. I don't like them as 2 factions merged together. It's just, but saying that, a lot of the War Dogs look like they're going to be leaving anyway, so don't really think it makes much of a difference. And then you've got Great Okan Hanare from United Kingdom. To be honest with you, I think Driller and Shingo are the better team, but again, I feel like Driller may be leaving, and I feel like we're going to have to start doing something with United Empire, with UE. So I'm going to go. I mean, Great Okan. I'm not a big fan of Great Okan. I like his personality. I think he's great, but in the ring, he's not good at all, is he? Do you know what? I'm going to go with UE for that one. I'm going to say that they pick up the victory. And then we have a third match, which is actually one of the title matches, which is the Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Championships. And we have Bolton Oleg, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. They are defending the 6-man Tag Team Championships against Harley Jackson, Raya Oya and Zack Sabre Jr. They are from TMDK. To be honest, I think the champions are going to retain. I really like Bolton Oleg. I was gutted when he dropped the Never Openweight Championship earlier in the year. He dropped it to Evil, didn't he? Last year, sorry. I like him. I think he's good. I've always liked Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, so I like the fact that they're teaming together. TMDK don't need the victory, so I'm going to say the champs retain. We need to start getting some of them, the champs retain and building legacies. Like I said in the Wrestle Kingdom one, we had Takeshita, who was in his second title defence, defending his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Yota Tsuji in his first title defence of the Global Championship, but both belts were on the line. So we need to start seeing some range, picking up a couple of defences for me. The fourth match that we have on the card is a number one contenders match. We have Gabe Kidd versus Andrade El Idolo. This is number one contenders match to see who will face Yota Tsuji for the Global Championship. And for me, probably going to win. Whoever wins this match probably will be the Global Champion. For the simple fact is, he said he's going to defend both belts separately. He wants to keep the lineage separate, which is good. But I can't expect him to hold both belts for a long period of time. So I feel like he drops the global and focuses mainly on the world, which is what he should do anyway, to be honest, considering he's just bought the older version of the title back as well. This is one of the matches on the card that I'm definitely looking forward to. One of the reasons why I'm definitely going to be watching it live. Gabe Kidd, massive fan of his for the last 2 years. He's done really well bringing himself up. He's in and out of AEW as well at the minute. It looks like that's where he could be heading. Like I say, a lot of them are leaving New Japan. Gabe Kidd could be on his way to AEW, which of course that's where Andrade is. But as we know, they've got to work on relationships so guys can switch in and out. But Andrade is on a massive run of his career right now. Obviously in AEW, he's just beat Swerve Strickland and Kenny Omega back to back. And he has a chance to face Hangman Page in a number one contendership for the AEW World Championship. So effectively, he could become number one contender for the Global in New Japan and number one contender for the AEW World in AEW. To be honest, I'm going to go for an Andrade win. I think Andrade picks up the win. I think it'd be a great idea to give Andrade the Global Championship. Gabe Kidd's not long held it. He's the one that dropped the belt to Yota last year. And with Gabe coming into AEW, I feel like any of the guys that drop from New Japan over to AEW, don't see them going straight back. I don't think he finishes his time with New Japan and then comes into AEW, but he's New Japan champion, so he has to keep going back. I can't see that being a thing. So, there's obviously the possibility of bringing over the storylines, like someone pointed out to me the other day. Gabe Kidd's obviously been tangling with the Death Riders for how long? He could well, still represent Death Riders and going against Andrade, who's Don Callis' family. We've seen Andrade and Don Callis' family, although Andrade has said that he's with UE as well in New Japan. So it's all starting to get a little bit confusing because people are in more than one faction at the minute. But yeah, I'm going to say Andrade picks up the win, and I feel like it's going to be Andrade versus Yota Tsuji. I think there's a real big buzz around Andrade now. He's committed to not being a sports entertainer properly anymore. I don't think he's ever going to go back to WWE. He was treated like crap twice. So it's now time to start showing everyone, start showing the world exactly what Andrade can do. I feel like he picks up the win against Gabe Kidd, and then he goes on to face Yota for the Global Championship. Up next we have David Finlay, previous leader, or the last leader of the Bullet Club Bulldogs, against Cal Newman. Obviously Cal Newman is in UE, United Empire. United Empire starting to build back up again. Obviously David Finlay again is another one rumoured to leave New Japan Pro Wrestling with the potential of going to NXT to work with, I think his brother that works there, and obviously his dad Finlay works for WE in the back, or the potential to remain a professional wrestler and come to AEW, which is what I prefer. I like David Finlay. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, but I do like David Finlay, especially if you're going to see, looks like Clark Connors maybe signed to AEW. Like say Gabe Kidd's obviously been in for the past year, in and out. So I mean, they could just do War Dogs in AEW. Why not? Like if they end up signing them all, just it doesn't have to be called Bullet Club. Just call them War Dogs. Everyone just called them War Dogs anyway. Just do the War Dogs faction in AEW. Why not? We're in that point now where AEW is similar to New Japan, where most guys are in a faction of some sort. So why not? I'd be happy with that. I liked all the War Dog guys. I'm more than happy to get them in. If they're leaving New Japan anyway, like obviously I prefer them to stay in New Japan. New Japan really desperately needs talent, but if they're going to leave anyway, I'd rather them go to AEW. The potential that they could obviously always then do stuff with New Japan in the future, plus they can continue to be professional wrestlers and not have to be sports entertainers. We don't need to see David Finlay run around with a leprechaun, do we? Match number 6. Oh, sorry. I feel like, I feel like as much as I'd say David Finlay, because I prefer David Finlay, I think David Finlay is the guy that should be winning this match, but I feel like because he's on his way out, I don't think he wins. I think Carl Newman wins to give him a rub, because I feel like Carl Newman and UE are going to have a big year this year because we're losing so much in New Japan. Then we have the Never Openweight Championship. It's Aaron Wolf, who obviously defeated Evil at Wrestle Kingdom in his debut match. He won the championship. He's a former gold medalist, and he's going to be facing Ren Narita from House of Torture. He's going to be facing him for the Never Openweight Championship. See, I liked Ren until he joined House Torture, and then he became unbearable. But you know what? Why put the belt on Aaron Wolf if you're going to take it straight back off him, especially with him being in the rookie year? Keep the belt on him. Keep it on him. Push him to the friggin' moon. We need some big stars in New Japan, so the fans are really behind him. They're really taking to him, so keep the belt on him. Like I say, we need more successful title defences than just dropping belts 1 or 2 defences in. So Aaron Wolf, keep the belt on him, please. But see, it's my problem. This should be a really good match, but you know for the fact that House Torture are going to get involved, and it's going to be over the top shenanigans, and I get fed up. I get bored. It's so bored of House Torture. I just sit there and play on my phone in the end. But yeah, I say Aaron Wolf retains the title. Then we go into match number 7, and it's the IWGP Tag Team Championships. And we have Oscar and Yuta Ice from... Hang on, I forget the name of them now. Knockout Brothers. I was going to say, I forgot the tag team name, so I'm just on the New Japan website. It hasn't got the names of the team. But yeah, the Knockout Brothers, they are defending their IWGP Tag Team Championships now, defending them against Yuya Uemura and Shota Umino, who have become a really good tag team over the last few months. It's a hard one. I really like the Knockout Brothers, and I feel like they're starting to bring a bit of credibility back to the tag division, which has been a bit up in the air. You know, we've had Bishop on as tag champs, and then it's just been filler for a while. But I feel like we need to start building the division. I really like the Knockout Brothers. But again, you know, you've got Uemura, and Shota Umino still hasn't had the championship in New Japan, which I find absolutely astounding. Considering he was at one point going to be the new ace, the new Hiroshi Tanahashi. It just doesn't work for him. I really want to see him with the championship in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I don't want the Knockout Brothers to lose the tag belts just yet. So, do you know what? I'm going to go with the Knockout Brothers to pick up the victory and retain their titles. And you know what? That is going to be exactly what I think is going to happen in the main event as well. Another championship defence. So there's 4 titles on the line, and I don't see any one of them switching over. So in the main event, we have Yota Tsuji, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and obviously he's the global champion, but it's only the world title on the line, and he is facing Jake Lee, formerly of Noah. He is in the UE. He attacked Yota Tsuji and has earned himself a title shot. Probably doesn't deserve it. Well, he doesn't deserve it because he hasn't really done too much in New Japan. He was injured for a long time. But Yota, for me, picks up the victory, retains the title. Like I say, if he's going to drop either belt, it'll be the global against the winner of Gabe Kidd and Andrade El Idolo. I can't see him dropping the world title, especially this early to Jake Lee. You know, you've got to build this world title back up. You've put all your focus back on it again by getting rid of the butterfly belt. So if you want to do that, you've got to build some credibility. So to do that, Yota Tsuji needs to go on a tear. But at the same time, we need to start building a main event scene because we haven't really got one in New Japan at the minute, unfortunately. Big, massive New Japan fan, have been for a long time now, a good many years. But really starting to worry about what the future holds for the company with the amount of guys that are leaving. We've lost a couple over the last couple of years, and now we're going to be losing some more this year. It feels like near enough everyone that isn't Japanese is going to be leaving. Even some of the Japanese guys, obviously, like Takahashi, absolute legend. So, but there you go. It's going to be a good pay-per-view. I can feel it in my bones. I'm going to be up watching it at 6 a.m. Over here in the UK. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping we can start pushing forward. You know, as these guys are starting to leave, we need to start bringing up the next generation to come through and hold the fort. New Japan's always brought us great wrestling. There's no doubt that we'll see some more tomorrow. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. Give me your predictions for the matches. And then afterwards we can compare and see who got more right. And as always, if you haven't already, please do like, comment, and of course the most important one, and that is subscribe to the wrestling group today.